Hi guys, Jack Wells here from Yarm Martial Arts Academy. Today what we're going to be working on, we're going to be looking at the rear punch, or the cross. Okay, this rear punch, we're going to be looking at it from Choi, we're going to be looking at it from Taekwondo, and we're also going to be looking at it from a bit more of a modern style with Thai boxing as well. So, if we're getting into your fighting stance here, obviously because you've got the different styles of your stances as well, your cross, you're going to be coming through there like that. Notice how you've got that pivot on that rear foot, yeah? When you're doing that pivot, you want to be properly driving through that thing called sequential movement. Your foot moves first, pushing off the floor, not like driving up, pushing down into the ground. And then from there you've got your hip movement, which in turn pushes your shoulder forward, and it's this rear punch, which is the last thing to move, okay? Now when you're doing this, you don't want to be pulling straight forward and coming straight back. That, in our style, we find that's a bit too taxing on our joints. So instead what you're going to want to be doing, I'll do it in the other stance so we all can see. When you're doing it, instead of coming straight forward and straight back and like stopping, you want to keep moving round, like a circle, round and back. If you look, I've got a little bit of a dip in my hand. Not so much that I'm dropping it right down, but like a subtle one, just to help my joints get that circular, more even movement, okay? So when I do that again, coming through, coming back. I'm really overly exaggerating how much this hand drops here, just to make it as clear as possible what we're doing. Obviously in real time, when you're doing it, you're there. There, very, very subtle, very slight. If you compare that and contrast that to a more traditional style like Taekwondo, when you're here in your long, wide stance, yeah? Here. There. Notice how your hand comes from your hip and up, yeah? It's your back foot stays planted. Your power doesn't come from your legs, it comes from your twist in your hip and in your shoulder. Not much footwork when you're doing your Taekwondo in terms of your punching. There, yeah? And it's, you're locking it out. Not quite fully, but nowhere near as mobile, shall we call it, as your Taekwondo, as your CKD. Your CKD, you never want to have it fully extended. Whereas in your Taekwondo, you're like, there, yeah? Right there, nice and strong. Let's contrast that to another third one. Let's do Thai boxing. When you're here, you're out. You've got that quite a shallow stance, and your hands are up. There. Very similar to the CKD one, if you notice. But if you look at it really close, it's also very similar to the Taekwondo one in the fact that it comes straight forward and straight back. Instead of having that circular motion, it comes straight forward and straight back. Now if we take it down to the feet, I said the pivot first, yeah? When we do that Choi one. What we want to be doing is, if you can, you want to be trying to do this, what we call twisting stance, where you pivot both feet to really get that hip forwards, yeah? Now obviously this isn't a great position to be in. You don't want to be there and hold it on your back. Like half a second at most you want to be in that stance, because it's not a great position, it doesn't have great stability. So you want to be here, through and straight back. And obviously again, I'm really exaggerating how much this hand wants to be dropping just to get through the point, yeah? I'll show you the three again. This first CKD one, there. Your more traditional Taekwondo, and then your Muay Thai. Now of course, I'm not saying that this is anything wrong with any of these styles. All three styles have their own merits and their own drawbacks. But what we're doing here in this little series, we're just talking about the different variations and what we do, which is the CKD style, the more rounded, bit more flowy style. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Yarm Martial Arts Academy YouTube channel. Make sure you ring the bell to make sure you get notifications. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.